Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flux. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm doing a review for Bahubali Chapter 1 or Part 1, The Beginning. This is a movie that I came to after watching Triple R or RRR, however you would like to say it. It's a film you can watch on Netflix, and so far my favorite film of 2022. I was uninitiated into who the filmmaker S.S. Rajamouli was until I saw that film and posted my review and got many recommendations to watch that filmmaker's filmography. Most of the recommendations I got were for the two-part epic, so I decided to give that one a shot, and I'm glad I've been initiated into this film experience because he is a fun filmmaker as demonstrated with Triple R, but something that really impressed me with this was how he can do a long-form story that's a little more focused. Where RRR has like many spinning plates going and you're kind of shifting tone kind of constantly. This is a film that is far more consistent in its narrative and also doesn't lose any of that dramatic heft of building a mythology. This film, my understanding, is taking heavy inspiration from the Mahabharata. I apologize if I've mispronounced that, but that is Indian folklore or a mythological tradition that had been a deep inspiration for this story, and it is super apparent with how S.S. Rajamouli films his characters and builds a mythological hero kind of from the ground up. And one of my favorite aspects of Triple R was that the characters took on this larger-than-life quality that while they were being real people who existed and whatnot, he mythologized them to being something more than. And you get that with the title character in this film as well. I also really appreciated the use of the female characters in this story. Particularly that of the mother in the opening scene and the warrior woman you kind of come along the way. And I grew up watching shows like Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, and Xena Warrior Princess, and this was very evocative of the feel that I had while watching those. And while that might sound dismissive to people who don't really appreciate those shows, because those shows are admittedly pretty campy, this is what happens when you take that style of storytelling and do it right and take it seriously. And I really appreciated that aspect about this film. And I also appreciated how big and epic the battles were. Whereas in Triple R, which I keep coming back to, it's my only frame of reference from this filmmaker, with Triple R you had magnificent action scenes that absolutely wowed me. But they were scattered about and they seemed almost inorganic to how the scenario was set up. You didn't mind because the story was so fun and the action so vibrant that you just kind of went with it. This seems much more organically built in. It's all leading to this war, and when the war happens, man does it deliver. The closest feel I ever had to watching something like that was watching the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Helm's Deep battle at the climax of Two Towers. This is very much evocative of that. But the work with the two characters and how they're you're going back between the two storylines at the film's climax really worked for me emotionally. And it's something that highly recommend. The visuals of this film are great. There's a moment in that final battle where these huge catapults are launching this huge flag, or which you're meant to think is a flag or a tarp of some kind, at the opposing army. And what happens next was mind-blowing. That is one of the strongest images in a war battle scene I've ever seen. I was really impressed. So impressed that I can't wait to watch the second half of this story unfold, especially with how this one kind of leaves off. It sets it up for a really compelling feud between those two characters with the second part of the narrative. I wanted to do a little bit of an acknowledgement with my review from Triple R. A lot of people were educating me in the Indian film language and stuff like that. That was something that I really encourage. If I get information wrong, please feel free to drop comments in the below, because that's how I'm going to be educated as well. But I really wanted to hit home the fact that this is a Tollywood film. I knew that film was not a Bollywood film, which is why I never specifically called it a Bollywood film. But I kept referring to it as a Hindi film because I watched the Hindi version of the film. I didn't realize it was a Hindi dubbed version. That's the only version Netflix has. So that's why I kept referring to that as a Hindi film. But I have been told that these films, and he is a filmmaker from Tollywood, and that is something I wanted to sort of clear up a little bit here. If you have any more information for me or any more recommendations, I'd be happy to take them. I'm really interested in continuing on my expansive knowledge of Indian cinema. As of this recording, I had only seen, besides Triple R, two other Indian films. One was called Sawaria, which I really, really liked, and one was the Nightmare on Elm Street remake that was done in India circa 1988 or so, called Makahal, I believe is what it was called. And that one was less good, but a must-see movie. If you've never seen Makahal, check that out, because I'm a big horror movie guy. Let me know what are good Indian horror films, because I am a horror movie guy, or genre film in general. Drop them down in the comments below. I like comedies, I like action, I really like horror, and I like musicals. So drop those in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I cannot wait to check out the second half of this story. Once I do that, I'll probably be able to go further into themes and the way that I kind of did with Triple R. But yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.